poor choice for states. Just to hit some of the highlights here, it says Common Core education standards comprise a dramatic centralization of authority over the nation's historically decentralized K-12 education system. People who characterize Common Core as anything other than a national takeover of schooling are either unaware of these sweeping implications or are deliberately hiding this information from the public. Proponents ignore that penalties and rewards created by the national government are a central reason states have such abysmal standards for K-12 performance. Curriculum experts and consultants continue to chant that the proposed Common Core standards are rigorous and internationally benchmarked. They are neither. Comparing the core to the Core Knowledge Foundation's metrics immediately reveals a quality gap. Estimates of the core's phase-in cost vary, are you ready? $3 billion to $16 billion. What would you expect from a federal program? That is quite a gap, and it tells me somebody doesn't, probably very few people at all know what they're doing. In addition to usurping nearly every standardized test, proponents expect the core to entirely overhaul teacher preparation, evaluations, and methods. And the federal government provided all the funds for these national tests and major grants to the nonprofit groups who wrote Common Core. The Obama administration has made sure that only adoption of Common Core standards meets its definition of college and career readiness standards. U.S. schools obviously need to improve, but will Common Core help? No. And I'm going to read 2 or 3 paragraphs here. A bad choice for America. This is the conclusion. Special interests are the only ones to have had a seat at the table in developing Common Core. Parents and elected officials were largely shut out. Common Core represents an improvement over most state standards only because those standards are so awful. It replaces low benchmarks with barely better benchmarks. It is confusing and of poor quality itself and introduces a host of privacy and curricular concerns. Firms that earn significant income by selling tests, textbooks, and professional development sponsor the entities that develop the core and own its copyright. The National Governors Association and the Council of Chief State School Officers. Earning money isn't bad, but a centralized education market is a significant boon to big companies, giving them a large financial stake in getting it and keeping it that way, regardless of the instructional effects and cost to taxpayers. Everybody's excited about it, a Chicago investment firm founder told Reuters. You're on the cusp, we're on the cusp of a whole new way of doing schooling. So says Joanne Weiss, Chief of Staff to U.S. Education Secretary Arne Duncan. That is certainly true, and U.S. schools obviously need to improve, but will Common Core help? No, on the contrary, it's a bad choice for America. So that's a very brief and superficial highlight of the Common Core. I would certainly urge you to come next week and find out more details about it from the gentleman who's scheduled to speak.